Sixth century military strategist Sun Tzu advised, "Know your enemy." In the 21st century, the enemy is most often not a state, but an insurgency. And not just one insurgency, but many, meaning there's a lot to know. Who are they? What do they want? Where do they fall on the ideological spectrum? Why do they fight? At the Applied Physics Laboratory of the University of Washington, Michael Gabay is working on how to use the insurgents' own words against them.
Their rhetoric is an important part of what insurgents do.
Gabay believes that what insurgent factions say in public can offer clues and insight into their actions.
In the case of a group like Al-Qaeda, are they mostly about a religious orientation, whereas other groups might be more of a nationalist orientation. They're not interested in a whole global jihad.
Gabay's research integrates new methods and ideas from the fields of network science, nonlinear dynamics, text mining, and political science. Gabay combs insurgent websites and other unclassified sources, looking for keywords.
What this is showing is a representation of the network structure of the Iraqi insurgency at its height between 2005, 2007. In a qualitative way, you can say some groups are jihadist groups that don't really care. They did not really care about Iraq as a separate country. They were more interested in a global agenda, ultimately. The paradigmatic jihadist group would be a group like Al-Qaeda in Iraq. And what is represented here, their targeting policy. So this shows how expansive their targeting policy is in terms of who they claim to attack. These nationalist groups who are all the way at the end only claim to attack United States forces. So they have a very high targeting policy, which means that it's very narrow, discriminant, and not very controversial. At the height of the Iraqi insurgency, no insurgent group would criticize attacks against U.S. forces. Can you forecast how a network might evolve in time? What insurgent groups might ally with other insurgent groups? Who might turn against whom? Might they shift their targeting policy, which means their strategic use of violence? Because you can track these things in time, you can try to model them, to forecast what might happen.
By developing new tools to know new enemies, APL-UW research will help defense and intelligence analysts to apply Sun Tzu's ancient advice to the national security challenges of today and the future.
Science at work for you. This is APL, the Applied Physics Laboratory at the University of Washington in Seattle.